All right, so I'll do the mute. And then every once in a while someone comes on a little late, and then if I notice that, I'll mute them. Sometimes I forget to mute. Today's session, celebratory light. It's something feeling light and all right, yeah. Okay. So we're going to have a lot of, we'll have poet, you can see these. Yeah, it's fine. I'll adjust this a little bit. These are, I think most of you saw these on Tuesday, but yeah, these are the Chicago digs I have. It's actually a really comfortable apartment. It's home. Yeah, I just wish I was in a neighborhood where I could walk around. I'm not supposed to walk around. I've been told again and again. But what I do is I just take an Uber out to another area, like I'll go to Oak Park or to the Millennium Park or Lincoln Park area, conservatory, and I just walk around there and everything's fine. But I'm close to the hospital, that's why I'm staying here. So the apartment's very cozy and very safe, and it feels good. Let's start with standing. So, and then we'll come to sitting and do a little breathing, but I just feel like this is good. So you're going to be wide, and we'll swing the arms out. Breathe, interlace fingers, shoulders are down, extending, and 3 reminders about your breath. The whole session. Can your breath be through the nostrils, unless we do something that asks us to work differently, like horse or boat? Can your breathing be slow? Can your breathing be deep? I'm going to add a 4th one. Can your breathing be light-filled? Breathe in. And exhale. Good. And then clasp hands behind you and hide as if you're hiding your arms behind you. You're going to roll your shoulders back and look up. So I'm going to repeat that because it's going to stay with you the whole session. I don't have to keep saying it. I'll just say it a second time just in case you just logged on. Yeah. So can your breathing be through the nose? Look up. Can your breathing be slow? Can your breathing be deep? And can your breathing be light-filled? And then we're coming down. So some of you need blocks for this, and some are like, I'm fine. You're going to bring your fingertips down or palms down, and maybe walking your hands forward, sits, bones moving back, shake out your head, and breathe. And again, breathing in and exhale. We're going to walk over to one side, so left, right, doesn't matter, and you're walking towards your foot. So again, if you like to use blocks, then your block helps you, right? Or you're reaching for your foot, and at first you're going to extend your back. Your feet haven't really shifted. Maybe you have to shift your foot. If that feels better, that's okay. And then lower your head towards your knee. It's fine to bend your knee as we're slowly stretching. And then taking block with you if you're using block, or come back through center across to the other side. Lengthen your spine, reaching for your foot. And then exhale, lower your head. And coming back to center, hands onto the low back, good work. And then from here, we'll walk the feet closer in together. Good. So we'll do our side movement, but the feet will be together first, and then we'll do a crossover. So your right arm is up into the air. Reach for your right wrist. Breathe in, feet are together, and side bend. So if you're at a wall, you would be against the wall. But oddly enough, I see people move forward. Sometimes I see people sink into their back as they side bend. So, imagine there's a wall behind you, and you're neither moving forward nor sinking back. It's a pure side bend movement. Deep breath in and exhale. Good. Come out, same side, your right leg in front of the other. You're still holding your right wrist. Straighten the legs, squeeze legs in towards center line, and come to a side bend movement. And breathing. So I want you to feel the stretch maybe in your arm, most likely in your shoulder, in your ribs. Maybe you could even feel your stretch going down into like lower back area. Okay, and release. And then we have second side, left leg on top of the other, grabbing hold of your right wrist. Oh, let's start out with feet together. The reason being feet together, not crossed over. I feel like this helps to establish a sense of balance with your feet together. And you feel where you're at. And then we could do the crossover, because for the crossover, there is an element of balance. Your proprioceptors have to act differently. They have to realize a different place, a different way of standing, a different way of balancing. So breathing in, exhale. And if you waver, this is a good one to practice. It's a very kind of foundational for balance. Good. And release and come on out. Good. So clasping hands, if you prefer to use a strap, you may use a strap. There's different ways you strap. You can hold it. You can make a loop around your wrists, or simply clasping. Feet are together and you're lifting, reaching your heart up. Breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, drop down, lower your head, and then straightening your legs. So once you straighten, you're taking your arms further and further from your back. Breathing in. Exhale. And then coming out. And as you come out, you completely straighten, releasing your arms. So now we go into a squat, and it's you hold back, especially those who are super limber. Hold back. I don't want you going all the way down. We're just going to like work our quads. So heels on the mat, toes turned out. People tell me this is really hard. They're like, I don't like when you start the squats. I don't like when you start your class with squats. That's interesting, because my guess is that I like this because this is going to ask me to be strong. It's going to ask me to use my quads. So my guess is that they're maybe going too deeply. So I want you to sort of, you're putting on the brakes right about here. I can go deeper. Most of you can go deeper. But I'm going to put on the brakes right here, and I'm going to go into my hip joints. I'm going to ask myself to be strong, holding this, and then take your arms out to the sides and just look down. Use your legs, and this should be safe on your knees because you have less than a 90 degree, okay? And then scoop your hands together, bring your hands to heart center, just look ahead of you, reach the arms up. And some of you will also lift and look up at the ceiling, okay? Let's do that again. Drop down, and this time bring your arms back and look down at your mat. And again, if you feel your legs right now, they're solid, very, very strong. You get a stretch to your low back. It's like you're sitting on the edge of a chair, leaning forward. And then push feet into the mat. Hands are to the heart. Extend, reach, arch back, and come down. Last one. So you kind of feel a little like there's a lot of muscle mass involved. I don't know if you can feel it, but your heart is going, oh yeah, that's work. So I want it to be work, okay? So you're going to come forward, and it's up to you. We did arms out to the side, arms back. Maybe you can take your arms forward alongside ears. Okay, so that's a little more work for your back. Breathing in. Exhale. Try to take the rounding out of your back, and then push feet into the mat. Sweep the arms up. Palms are together. Lift, arch back. Good. And hands are to heart center. Okay. We're going to go wide with a squat. Heels are turned in, toes turned out. Again, very, very safe on the knees. And you drop down. So safe because the knee and ankle are aligned. You could shift slightly side-side or just stay center. Instead of leaning down, I'm gently pressing back. Those who can work more deeply, hands hold ankles as your elbows press the knees back. And breathe, stretching your low back. Nice deep breath in and exhale. And again, breath in and exhale. Push heels into the mat. Good. And then we're going to walk the feet closer in. Hands are to heart center. And we're going to take the heels up. So your feet are together if possible, and your heels come up and down. So, there's a way, in a sense, I think it's like a little cheat where the heels just come up a little bit. I want your heels way up and down. Really exercise your feet. Way up and heels down. And you're pushing your feet in together. And we're going to add the arms, of course, all the way up, heels up. Oh, I can cheat. There's this little, there's a pipe up here. It's the conduit for the furnace. And reach up. And exhale. I'm sorry, I'm cheating. It's just because it's there. Okay, I'll go wider, so I'm not doing that. And down. It's like in some of my classes, there's like low parts of the ceiling, and the tall folks in class hold the ceiling. Okay, good. And releasing. Good work. So we're coming down, and we're going to work a little bit with breath. So, I'm grabbing, I'll grab this cushion here. I'm going to grab a cushion. You could sit any way you like. It is called Nadi Shodhana. We're not going to do too much of it. In fact, I choose this because it is so effective. And Don, I know Don read Breath. I'm like, it's amazing. James Nestor book, Breath. Because the ancient yogis already knew, they already understood breath. It was studied already. Now it's being scientifically proven, that what the ancient yogis knew in this is our laboratory. They already figured it out, thousands of years ago. So your left hand, thumb to index finger, sit comfortably. If it means extending your legs or being on a block, I have my little cushion. Right thumb to right nostril. Okay, and you're sitting upright, shoulders are relaxed, your arm is all relaxed, this arm is all relaxed. Close the eyes for a moment. Breathe in only through your left nostril. Exhale only through your left nostril. It's only going to be the left. We're not going to be breathing through the right now. Go back and forth, left nostril. Remember those little rules we're looking for. Slowing down the breathing, breathing deeply, and being light-filled, like imagining that the breath is light that you draw in. Nadi, this breath is called Nadi Shodhana. Nadi means channel, as in a pathway, channel. And Shodhana means purification. Purification of this channel of energy. Left nostril corresponds to calming energy, and it affects the right brain hemisphere, the creative mind, the sensory mind. Those of you who are artists, Marianne, she's in her right brain hemisphere most of the time, much of the time. Breathe in. Exhale. This is the calming energy. And then you can release. It's pretty instant. You don't have to do very much of it. And it's profound. Like you can feel, you really sense the connection of that channel, this whole left side body channel connecting to the brain. Let's come to another side bend movement. So you're reaching, arm up overhead. And that's what we're doing. We're cultivating right brain hemisphere, sensory mind, letting go of inner chatter, being in the moment, being with your breath. Let's come the other way, reaching up, inhale, and over, and really stretching. It's like your breathing apparatus is open, expanded. And release. We have a white kitty alert right in front of Joyce's camera. Alrighty. So we're going to go into twists here. And every time, like between a set of twists, between left, right, we're going to be coming onto our back. So you'll kind of see how that works. All right. So you have half spinal twist. If you need to modify, your lower leg is straightened, okay? It really depends on your knees. So I'm really anchoring down. Left arm is up into the air, inhale, and I'm coming across, elbow across knee, and twist, and you're looking back and breathing. The twists are wonderful for spinal elasticity, for toning the nervous system, calming the nervous system, cleansing the internal organs, stimulating the function of internal organs. There's a lot going on in the twists. Breathing in. Some of you can bind. You can bind, or maybe you want to bind the arms, or simply staying as you are. See if your spine can be upright. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We have, for this next part, you can use a strap, okay? So I'll show with the strap. So we're going to, it's our Kurunchasana, the heron pose. So my left leg is straight and my right leg is in the air. So if you're using a strap, I just want you to see, I don't want you collapsed, I want you more upright. And some are able to hold hand to foot. So see what is possible. Look at your foot. Don't sickle it. I don't know if you could see it. I'm sickling. It's not so good. So you're going to push out through the ball of the foot and extend your back, looking at your leg, and breathe. And there's a twist. Left hand holding strap or left hand holding right foot. And you could use, your right hand can help you to twist, or the arm extends. So your arms are one long horizontal line, and you're going to look back at your right thumb and breathe. So you can kind of see the heron in flight. It's I don't know, I think more than anything, to me, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of taking flight. It also kind of looks like a bird in flight, right? So breathing in. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. We're going to come out. Your right wrist over left, or you're holding the strap with both hands. Look upward, and some of you can lower your head, bringing your head towards your knee. And your back will round a little bit. Breathing in. Exhale. So now I bend my right knee, and if you ever wanted to support your knee a little more, just bring a block under your knee. That's a nice little trick to know. And extending. So I'm looking forward. I'm not opening out towards the screen. I'm looking directly to the front of my mat. And using a strap or hand to left foot, lower your head. If you're able to reach your foot, try to reach for the outside foot. You're going to get, since it's your left leg, you'll get more of a stretch on the right side of your torso. And breathe. So it's a journey. It's a journey of twists and turns and forward bends. Breathe into the back of your body, into the areas of greatest stretch. And then we're going to come up. And there's another twist. So left hand pressing upon the outside right leg, and I'm turning, looking back. There's all levels in this group. So if you can do half lotus, I invite you to bring your right foot on top of left thigh. That's the half lotus. Your right hand grabs the foot, you never know, and you intensify your twist. This can also be done with a strap, right hand. The strap is looped around your right foot. And lastly, optional is kind of a variation on a side plank. So you bring your right hand down, you adjust, and what we do is just make sure your knee and hip are in alignment, and then you could swing your left foot back, you could bring your right arm back, your left arm up in the air and back, and when you're looking at the screen, side bend, when you're looking up at the ceiling, more of an arch, and breathe. Exhale. All right, there's a whole second side, a whole second set to do. So we are going to begin, and it all began with half spinal twist. Either that's my left leg on top, right leg straightened or knee bent. Right arm up into the air. Inhale, exhale, elbow, cross knee, twist, and look back. Yep. Some were able to wrap the arms, so, see what works best for you. Each time you exhale, try to engage your core a little bit so that the breath is you fully exhaling. You're fully exhaling, and exhalations are the cleansing breath, ridding yourself of the byproduct of your oxygen. So it's important to exhale completely. This little sequence gives you an opportunity to observe your breathing, how we breathe. All right, we're coming out, and we have heron. So right leg straightened, grab a hold of your left leg. Your knee can be bent or straightened. You could use a strap, nice long spine, and breathe. And then slowly lowering your head. So we're going to twist, right hand holding the leg. Your left hand can come to the mat to help you twist, or extending your left arm and breathe. Now notice your left foot, is it sickled in? Can you push out through the heel as you twist? Hand on the mat is going to be easier. Arm up in the air is like, you really feel like you're taking flight. So Harley has absolutely taken over the screen. He's so cute. And then let's go ahead and come over, and so you have left wrist over the other. So again, maybe you're using your strap, but if you're holding your foot, you have the wrist over wrist. Breathing in, and again, you're going to lower your head, bringing your head towards your knee. And then from here, left knee is bending. And you know the little trick with the block. If you need that, then go ahead and go there. Right leg is extended. Look at your right knee pointing up, right toes pointing up. Extend your arms. Breathe. Get length. So when you come forward, there's less of this, rounding. I know everyone wants to reach the foot, but at what expense, right? Like, we're not going to sacrifice the alignment just to get to where we think we're supposed to be. Process is everything in yoga. It's that the process of, you could even say the process of evolving on many levels. Breathing in. Exhale. From time to time, elongate your back and then lower. All right, we're coming up and twisting towards your bent knee. So you're turning, looking back, and breathe. Exhale. Move from your navel. When I said we're going to lie on our backs after each set, I didn't realize I was going to put all the sets together. So it just felt like the right thing to do. So there's going to be one coming on our backs in a moment. Now we start to, optional is to come up so your knee is directly under hip. That's going to be the best way to come into this. Could be side plank, or you swing your right foot back and then you open out. It's not just your arm going back, it's you're turning from your chest and you're looking up and breathing. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. And then we're going to release. And now we do come to lying on our backs. So once you come to lying on your back, just go ahead and interlace fingers, press palms up overhead. Feel those movements. That was quite a bit of movement from the seated position and, some of the standing poses, the breathing. So now we're going to take right ankle over the other. Prop yourself up onto your elbows and shimmy over to the left. You can even bring your legs over to the left. You're making like a crescent moon with your body. Grab hold of your right wrist. Make sure both sides, like both buttocks are down, both shoulders are down. And lengthen the right side of your body. Hold your right wrist. Breathe in. Exhale. And then let's take it the other direction. Left ankle over the other. You might want to come up on your elbows, shimmy over to the right, shift your legs over, grab hold of your left wrist, and stretch the whole left side of your torso. And breathe. So this is nice because you really get a feel for, earlier I said if you're against a wall or like right now against the floor, the alignment and what it should be and what it is. Good, good work, and release. And then let's pull knees into chest, pulling knees in, and there's been a lot of stretching, right? So now we're going to come into bridge, which is both a combination of stretch and strengthening. Let's clasp hands beneath us, tuck shoulders underneath, and feel your symmetry, feel how bridge pose helps you. You were just stretching, and now bridge pose is asking the muscles, the stretch muscles, to be strong and to hold us in this new aligned position. Breath in, exhale. And again, breath in and exhale. And then we'll lower, coming on out. And once again, pull knees right into chest. And, we always love happy baby after that. So your arms or elbows are to the inside knee. Hold your outside feet. Come to happy baby pose, breathing in. Exhale. And again, breath in. And exhale. All right. So we're coming up. There's a few essential shoulder stretches I would like to do also. All right. So from the hands and knees, and like for myself, I'm going to have a little towel under my knees for comfort. We're doing threading the needle, but it's just slightly different. Okay. How is it different? You have, you're going to have your right hand to the right side of your head. And you're going to really, the elbow maybe doesn't want to come up so much. You're going to try to send your elbow up. So this is upper thoracic. And then when you come down, for some it's just right elbow touches the mat. Maybe right elbow is beside the left hand. Maybe your right outside arm can drop down, and you're resting your right outside shoulder down. Your right elbow is bent. So basically you're coming over like so. Yeah, and I could show it this way too. So you're going to come up, open it out. This is a big stretch for me in my upper back. And then the elbow comes down, and you're going to, like you're threading through with your elbow, and you're trying to take your shoulder down. Yeah, there's a lot more weight on your right knee on this one. Last one, come up, open it out. Yeah, get into your upper body. And it's up to you. You could, if you're like that, you could be there, or you're going to release your arm and thread through the way we normally would do. Your pelvis up in the air, and here you are, and fingertips pressing down. Now, I leave it to you. Some like to extend the left leg. That's fine. Or simply be here, and imagine you could roll to the back of your head, like you're really trying to look up towards the ceiling. And release, and then we'll do that from the other side. So the hands and knees, left hand to the left side of your head, look up. So sometimes, like, how do you go the extra mile? You have to, it's powered by my lower hand. I'm going to lift, 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 try to get into the upper spine, and then my elbow, maybe elbow just touches down, or you thread, the elbow's coming down, and then your upper arm pressing down. Try that again. Inhale, and lift, lift, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, come up, lift, work your upper body. Good, good work. And then it's up to you, the way you are, or thread through and your pelvis up into the air, and you're really trying to move. You're looking up at the ceiling, trying to get the back of your head to look up, and breathe. And finally, release. So we have our downward facing dog. We're off our knees, yay. And once here, you may want to pedal, bend one knee, press opposite heel down, back and forth. And then eventually just pressing both hands in into the mat and your heels grounding. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's have the feet wide as the mat. You can soften your knees as you go there. You're going to walk to the back end of your mat. It's okay to have your knees bent. And take hands to elbows, breathing in. Exhale. Hands are right onto the thighs, and you help yourself pressing up. Nice work. And reaching up high. Okay. So the way we're going to work, I'm going to do a little preliminary for it. It's going to be working with balance, but I just want to do a little preliminary. And that is, if you have blocks, you might be super happy to use them. Think pyramid, think a supported warrior 3. And this is a warm-up, okay? So right foot is forward, left foot back. You're on a double track. So in other words, you're not going to be on the catwalk. Did Harley's little ears go up? You're going to be double track, okay? So you can here, you can't see my back foot. Here, you see my foot. That's a double track. So lift up. Your hands could be clasped behind your back, or hands are in Anjali Mudra, which is prayer at your heart center, and you look up. And then you engage your core. You're engaging your core. That's going to save your back, and you're coming to this halfway point. Some go a little deeper, head to knee. You're trying to take your elbows up instead of drawing down. Your wings are back. And then we can reach for the blocks. Okay, so the blocks will be on either side of the right foot, not in front of, but on either side of. So you can really extend your back, and you can work at squaring the pelvis. The right hip wants to curl forward, and you're shifting it back. And lengthen your spine. You have 3 heights on the block if you're using the blocks, and play with them. Breathe in. Exhale. Back heel anchored down. Parsvottanasana pyramid. We move forward. The blocks, remember you have 3 heights to work with. You're moving forward, and your left leg comes up in the air. Now, I just noticed my hip was up, so I'm squaring my hip. That's very intense on my standing leg. The leg in the air, I look over, and I see my toes pointing down. This is good. Pelvis squared. Breathe in. Exhale. Come out, and you're going to drop down into a squat. Now, it depends on you. Will you modify your squat? Will you be able to go deeper into your squat? Maybe. The second half of the session, sometimes we're ready to go there. So breathing in, exhale, and again, breath in, and exhale. And then we press on up. Okay, so we have a whole second side. Left leg forward, right foot back, and we're going to clasp, rolling the shoulders back. You'll kind of see how this works with the next segment. And also, if you did Anjali Mudra, bring your arms in position. You could see when I go there, my shoulders want to come forward first, and then I'm going to try to roll back. Yeah. And rotate back. And externally rotate. Good. Looking up, breathing in. Exhale. And we're coming forward. So engage your core. Go to the halfway point. That might be it for you. Maybe you can lower to where your head goes towards your knee. Eyes are open because there is an element of balance here. And reach for your blocks. Now, remember your blocks should be on either side of your left foot, not forward of. And then that helps you to really elongate, engage your core. Breathe in. Exhale. So it's a lot of hamstring stretch. And then you're going to bend your left knee and walk forward. Your right leg floats up in the air. Now, if my toes are pointing towards the screen, it means my hips squared. So I want my toes to point down. I can look at my foot and see that. Then I know my pelvis is squared. And breathe. I'm going to come out. And then as we come out, we're going to drop down into a squat. So you're coming down into your squat, hands to heart center, and stretching your lower back, and breathe. Just going to the place that feels good, that works out for you. Now, your hands are going to come to the inside ankle and around to the outside ankle, and maybe the knees are bent, or maybe you're starting to straighten into a forward fold. Soften the knees, come on up, and once again, swing the arms up into the air. Good work. So we go from here. All right, so your foot is this idea of like you're tracing out a circle. You can see it kind of gets stuck on the sticky mat. And I'm going to try not to sway all over. I'm going to try to be very still with my upper body. Yeah, this is a sticky mat. It's my travel sticky mat. What did someone say to me? We were doing yoga in Italy, and it was like windy. You know, we're outside, and someone said, this is like, oh, your mat's like a paper napkin. Trying to fly away. All right, but it's very nice. It's a sticky mat. So now your leg swings up and over. You're trying to keep still. Up and over. Woo, going a little wild here. Up and over. Up and over. And I know your leg's going, wait a minute. It's the standing leg. And you're going to go back. So maybe your warrior one is like just, it's partial. Or maybe you're like, oh, cool. Maybe you're going to make a T out of your body. You can bend your standing leg. You can look down. Some like to go out, arms. I used to say airplane wings. I'm going to say dragonfly wings. Breathe in. Exhale. And then come out and hug right knee to chest. And we have a second side. I hope that was fun. So you see what we did before was supposed to prepare you for this. So you're going to swing your leg. And, some are just going to say, this is my level of comfort. I'm just going to be here trying to keep my upper body from swaying. And then you go, woo, out to the side. And you can make those sounds too. Out to the side. Out to the side. I love this because it's like, wow, you have to be super strong and focused. I like things that require focus. Okay, hands are to heart, and maybe that's it right there. Or maybe you're like, okay, I'm going for it. And you're you're like a T here, and breathing. Woo! And maybe you can grow dragonfly wings and breathe. Inhale. In your mind's eye, see those, dragonflies can be beautiful, iridescent reds. I've seen iridescent blue, all kinds of dragonflies out there. And then release. And hands are to heart center. That's a lot. Let's go wide. Heels turned in, toes turned out. You're going to drop down, hands about mid-thigh, and you'll shimmy. You'll shimmy. Shimmy back and forth. There's two ways. Okay, let's do both ways. Let's go this way. A lot of people like this shimmy. I bring right shoulder, left knee. Left shoulder, right knee. Like it's a lot of movement, right? The other one, I think, that's more hip. The other one is more shoulder. I'm going to stay center, and I'm going to shift. I'm not going to go left, right so much. I'm going to stay center line and just turn on this spinal axis. What comes to mind is my ear moving towards the floor as if you have a vent and you're trying to like hear something. Is that kind of a weird image? We had vents in the house we grew up in, and it was started by my oldest sister. We used to listen in on Mom and Dad's conversations about us. Nora would put her ear to the vent, and that's what comes to mind. You're putting your ear to the vent, you're going to overhear what you're eavesdropping on your parents' discussion of the kids. I kid you not, we did that, and Nora was the ringleader. I was just the little one. I was just going along with the show. And then we listened to all their conversations. So feet are together. And extend the arms. Right arm over the other. Wrap. Wrap, wrap, wrap. We'll add more to it in a moment. Breathing in. So yeah, it's the upper part of eagle. So you notice my arms are not low. I'm trying to bring the arms, elbows up as high as shoulders, pushing in hands into each other. Eagle is great for arthritic joints. It affects just about every joint in the body. Extend. And the other side, left arm over the other. So if that's hard for you, wrap, hug yourself first, then wrap, sometimes even holding a strap between hands. Make sure your elbows are as high as your shoulders. Breathing into the space between shoulder blades, back of the heart center. What we say also, I only know this from I had an acupuncturist in one of my classes. She said the kidney meridian is located kind of this. It's not shoulder blades, a little higher, but she said this pose affects kidney meridian, which is interesting because kidneys are like a purification. Right, they're a purifier organ. So you can think about that, like our filtration system. Yeah, breathing in. Exhale, and then release. Okay, so we're going to add the leg part, just the leg part. So if you want, you can hang on to something, or you wrap. So some will go like this, but if you can, you're going to wrap. The lower knee is bent. I can't tell you how many people try to wrap with a straight leg. Doesn't work. So wrap, and you're going to try to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? We're working the joints of the body. You're working every joint except your jaw, unless you're talking or singing. Okay? And then let's go the other way. Up and down, up and down, up and down. One more. Up and down. Good work. I hope you like that joke about the jaws. All right, so we're adding it all together. So you bend both knees. That's super important, right? You can't wrap around a straight leg. So then you go over and you wrap. Pelvis is squared. That's my right leg, so my left arm on top of the other, and you wrap. And you breathe. Slow, steady, deep, nasal breathing. Filled with light. Beautiful. Come on out. Swing the arms up into the air. Bend the knees. Wrap. Left leg over the other. If it's easier to go figure four, that's valid. Right arm over the other. Wrap.
So drishti is interesting here because you have to look straight ahead. Your arms are there, but they're so close to your eyes that the arms blur, and you can see you're just looking straight ahead, but you can see everything on the left and the right of your arms, and that comes into vision. Breathe in. Exhale. And releasing and extending. We have triangle, and we'll work from here. So we're going to go wide. And extending your left foot, extending the arms. Breathe. And think about, you want support. This isn't just about stretching. You want your legs, front quads are strong, core is strong, and it's that blend of it's strength without tension, and it's, and then, of course, then you stretch those strong muscles, and you're coming over. Some are a little higher up, some are down. But the lower arm is very light. And breathe. Let's do something where you kind of collapse a little bit on purpose. So your right arm is going to go back by your right hip, and it's going to come down, and you're just going to swing the arm, collapse your head a little bit, okay? And then build it. Arm comes over by the ear, and arm up into the air, and voila, you rebuild. Do that again. Collapse, swing the arm, and then arm up alongside the ear, and up. Let's come to Anjaneyasana, crescent moon. You might need a little knee padding. Your pelvis is now squared, and you'll reach your arms up. So this is hip flexor. When you're a little tighter, you're more upright, okay? If you come forward, you come forward. Knee, ankle in alignment. Back toes curled under or foot extended. And breathe. Lift and arch. Bring your palms together. Clasp the hands so there's a nice arch there. Good. Breathe in. Exhale. Is a twist. Right hand down. Your right hand could be on a block. Back knee up, twist left, and breathe. And release. And we're going to walk back through center. Walk to center. Your feet are squared. And maybe you're reaching for your knees, your ankles, or your big toes. Lower your head. Hands onto the back. Come up. And we have a second side. We're kind of wide here, so you're going to go a little closer in. I'll just leave my towel in place. Right foot turns. Back heel facing back. Triangle. Breathe in. Shift from your pelvis, so the arms go horizontal first and then vertical. Imagine you're against a wall, so you're not moving forward. And breathe. Wonderful stretch. Let's collapse the arms. The arm's going to go back, left hand by the left hip, and then let it swing, swing, swing. And then swing the arm alongside ear and up. Arm back by the hip. Arm comes down, swing, swing, swing. Arm by ear. Ooh, and up. I love that. Good. Breathing. And then let's just first come up. And we're going to come to crescent moon. So the back knee is down, and you're going to decide, is it better for you to be upright? It's got to be just right. Or down, okay? Find where you're at. Lengthen the spine. Now, though we didn't do this on the other side, it's okay, because it's what you're doing with the arms, what I'm asking you to do with your arms is symmetrical. You're going to bend your elbows. And elbows want to kind of go out and really hug the sides of your ears with your elbows. And then your thumbs against your upper back, and maybe you spread your hands flat against your upper back. And look upward and breathe without sinking into your back. And then we have a twist. Left hand down, extending. Oh, and I did use a block. If you used a block on the first side, you should do that on the second side. I like to try to keep it even. And I don't always use a block, but it feels good to use a block today. Extend your back leg. Right arm coming up. Twist, your whole spine involved. Breathing in. Exhale. And breath in. And exhale. And release. Now this time our counter pose is going to be, we're going to come first to child's pose. Just come right to child's pose. Blanket or not. And you can have your knees wide. I just want you to come here, lower your head, and breathe. And then all the way back, downward facing dog again. So just stretching back and breathe. And then feet are together. You're in plank and pause. And upward facing dog. Knees can come down if you like, or knees can be up. Lengthen. Look ahead of you or upward. Knees down, press back, walk your hands back by your heels, and breathe. And we're coming on to our backs. We have bound angle. So the soles of the feet are together. And here you are lying on your backs, starting out with hands right onto the belly, breathing in. And exhale. When you inhale, your belly inflates. When you exhale, your belly deflates. There's a beautiful slow rhythm. The whole class, you've kind of manipulated your breathing. But by the time we get to Shavasana, you will soon be the observer of your breath. You're not going to be involved so much anymore. So let's interlace fingers. We're, once again, purposefully take a deep breath in, expand through your side ribs. And exhale. And then you'll extend your legs one by one. When you extend your legs, we're getting into this comfortable place of Shavasana. And as you're in your comfort zone of Shavasana, I want you to be warm. I want you to be very comfortable. And we're going to practice Pratyahara. I haven't done that online actually in a while. Pratyahara it's a process that leads us to meditation. So what I would like you to do is the first thing you're lying here is just notice the sounds around you. Like maybe your house is super quiet. Like this apartment is super quiet, super, super quiet. Occasionally I hear the sirens go by, but other than that, it's very, very quiet. So I would like you to pick out sounds outside. Can you hear anything outside your window? Just listen. Some of you might have a window open. I don't know how cold it is. It's kind of cold in Seattle, and some of you are coming in from elsewhere. Breathe in. Become the observer of your breath and notice. Pick out sounds outside. It might be bird song. It might be cars going by. It could be anything. It could be the wind. Wow. It's 45 degrees in Seattle. In Chicago, it's 41. It got warm today. Next, pratyahara is the art of moving to this vast interior. Next, I want you to let those sounds go. They're going to be there, but you're not going to focus on them. Now, you're going to focus on the sounds in your house. The house sounds. Maybe your house is very quiet. I just told you this apartment's quiet, but now that I focused, I hear the refrigerator humming. Listen to the sounds of your house. Maybe it's the other house members. Maybe it's your children or your spouse or your housemates or your kitty or your dog or your bird. Maybe it's a little drip somewhere. Sound of the heater. Creaking sounds of wood of an old house settling. Whatever it is, listen. Maybe there's a clock ticking. Pick out the sounds. Don't be irritated by them. Just notice the sounds. Pratyahara, the art of going in towards your vast interior. You're going to let the house sounds go. They're always going to be there. Whether you focus in on them or not, they will always be there. Just like the stresses are always outside of ourselves, whether we choose to pay attention to them or not. They're outside. They're outside of our body, of our system. Now you're going to move interior. And what I would like you to do is listen to the sounds inside your body. Listen to the sound of your breathing. Listen to the sound of yourself swallow from time to time. Listen to the sounds. Maybe your belly is making sounds ready for lunch. Listen to the sounds. Maybe the sound of your heart beating. Sound or the feel of your pulse. Maybe your ears make a sound. And all of that, you're always going to be aware of it, but also listen to the sound or the lack of sound in your mind, in your brain. Your mind is very still. Listen to the sound of the silence within. And then just become the observer. Even you're just simply are, and you're simply in that beautiful still point. What Eckhart Tolle calls the eternal now. And I want you to notice how you are filled with light, how you are light. Today's session is dedicated to light, to celebrating longer days, as the days lengthen by small increments, and as we are so inspired by the words of our inaugural poet, Amanda Gorman. As she said, there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. We will begin to deepen the breathing, moving your hands, moving your feet, and just taking yourself to this surface, resurfacing and rolling to one side, beautiful, and making your way to sitting. Yeah, and you're so welcome to turn your video and your audio on and join me for an Om. Wow, we got a big class.